Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, people? Salute, salute. It's your boy Jay Jordan back again for another WNBA watch along. It's the fourth day in a row. We did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now we're at Thursday. Hope your week has been going well. There's only one game on the slate tonight. It's between the Golden State Valkyries and the Washington Mystics. This game starts at 7:30 ish Eastern. The game is on Amazon Prime. I just remembered I was on I went to League Pass, and of course it wasn't there. So let me get my Prime Video set up. If I could find, there it is. Prime Video. Abe, salute on the Twitch. What's going on? Salute. The game is on Prime Video, so I'm gonna get that set up now. Cool. Got my Prime loaded. All right, we got a couple minutes until the game starts, so let's get into the starting lineups. So for the Golden State Valkyries, they're starting Veronica Burton, Tiffany Hayes, Janelle Salon, Ileana Rupert, and Temi Benley. Their subs are Caitlin Chen, Letitia Mihir, Kate Martin, Carla Late, and Cecilia Zandalicini. The players they have out are Monique Billings with an ankle injury and Kayla Thornton, the All-Star, who was out for the season after having knee surgery right after the All-Star break. For the Washington Mystics, they have Shug Sutton, Brittany Sykes, Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, and Shakira Austin. Their subs are Steph Dolson, Jade Melbourne, Aaliyah Edwards, Emily Engstler. I need to take Sika Kone off of there. Sika Kone is temporarily suspended. I think she's playing overseas for Afrobasket. And they have Lucy Olson. So I think I got that right now. Cool. For their players out, they have Aaliyah Edwards, who's out with a wrist injury. Sika Kone, as I just mentioned, temporarily suspended. And Georgia Amore, as we all know, is out for the season after tearing her ACL in training camp. All right, the Valkyries are currently 9th seed at an 11-13 record. I think I have that right, 11-13 record. Oh, they're 12-13, excuse me. Valkyries are at a 12-13 record, and the Mystics are at a 13-13 record. So let me fix that here. Valkyries are 12-13. All right, so this is a battle for playoff positioning. We're cutting down to the final week or a final month of the regular season, so teams are fighting for playoff positioning. These two teams have faced off before. They faced off on May 21st. The Valkyries won in San Francisco. They won by 276-74. This matchup tonight will be the second of 4 matchups between these two teams. So Mystics need to win this season series just in case at the end of the season it comes down to a tiebreaker. And if they are on the losing end of the tiebreaker, then they lose out on playoff positioning. All right, so we have about 6 minutes until the broadcast starts on Prime. Make sure you fill out the poll on the YouTube. Who do you think will win tonight's game? Those on Twitch, you could put it in the chat. You think it's the Valkyries or will it be the Mystics? Looking at the Valkyries record, recent games, they've won 2 of their last 5 games, so they've lost 3 of their last 5. Wins coming against the Atlanta Dream 2 days ago and against Dallas on the 25th. They lost to Connecticut, Seattle, and Phoenix, and those other ones. For the Mystics, they're on a bit of a losing streak as well. They've, on the same sort of deal, lost 3 of their last 5 games. Back-to-back losses to the Sparks, beat the Seattle Storm, then lost to Phoenix, and then beat Chicago 2 days ago. So up and down for these two teams, hovering around the bottom of that playoff positioning, that 8th, 9th seed. So this is a very important matchup. If you missed the last Valkyries game that they won, they beat Atlanta on a last-second shot by Cecilia Zandalicini. That was when the whole incident with someone throwing an adult toy on the court down in Atlanta. That was that same game. Zandalicini shoots a baseline jump shot to give them a 2-point lead, and then they defend well to prevent the game tying shot to send it to overtime and giving them the win. Valkyries not really a good road team. If you look at their record, the Valkyries, they are, where's the road record? Road record is here. Valkyries are 4-9 on the road, and they're 8-4 at home. So they play really well at Valhalla, as they call it, over there where the Warriors play in the Chase Center. But on the road, they still have some things to work out. This is a new starting lineup for them. Ileana Rupier gets the start for the injured Monique Billings. She just came over right after the All-Star break. So, this is probably going to be only her second or third game playing, and now she's in the starting lineup. She's a big who can shoot as well as rebound. She was last in the league, if I remember correctly, with the Aces. I think she was on that championship winning Aces team when they won back in 2022, I think. For the Mystics, the last game they won against Chicago, both the rookies, Kiki Iriafen and Sonia Citron, both played really well. They both had career highs in scoring. I think Sonia had about 20, 25, 26 points. Kiki had about 22 and 10. So both had their career highs in scoring in that win. I'm looking to build on it against the Valkyries tonight. Looking at the Mystics, their home record, they're 9-5 at home. So you have a 9-5 team at home going against a team that's 4-9 on the road. I would give the advantage to the home team in this situation. All right. We got a couple minutes. The broadcast still hasn't started on Prime. We still got some time here. Appreciate everyone tuning in. If you could, make sure you leave a like on the stream. Subscribe if you're new here. We do watch-alongs all season long. We won't be doing any this weekend, but we definitely will be back next weekend for some more WNBA watch-alongs. Remember, the season is 44 games this season, so some teams are already inching towards that, like the Minnesota Lynx. They're at 28, so they're already past that halfway mark. So the season is quickly coming to an end. Last day of the regular season, I believe, is September. I'll tell you right now, last day of the regular season is September 11th. Is the last day of the regular season. Miracle, what's going on? Salute, salute. I'm glad you could join the stream. Appreciate you. Right, looks like the broadcast is starting here. There will be the Mystics home broadcast. That's how broadcasts work in the WNBA. Besides games that are on ESPN or ABC or CBS, it's typically the home broadcast that is shown on platforms like League Pass and Amazon Prime Video, Ion, things like that. Chemo, salute, salute. What's going on? Hope you guys had a good Thursday. It rained a little bit here in the north, in New York a little bit, but it seemed to have calmed down. It's a little nice and cool. Got the window open, a nice breeze coming through, and time to watch the only game on the W slate. It looks like it's raining down in DC as well, in the nation's capital. So we'll see how it all pans out tonight. Make sure you vote in the chat. Who do you think will win this evening's game? I think the Mystics. I'm gonna go with the Mystics for the win in this one. That's my prediction. Mystics for the win. I didn't place any bets on this game. Tomorrow's a full slate. I'll probably get some off tomorrow, but tonight I'm gonna just play it calm. What's up, Liz? Salute, salute. Glad you could join. Salute, man. I got this big old pimple on my forehead. I don't know where that came from, but it is what it is. I was looking at just looking to see if there's any news in the W today. Doesn't look like too much happened today besides the Dallas Wings releasing Grace Berger. Um she was on a I think she was on a hardship. Yep, on a 7-day contract. They released her. I think Maddie Segrist is supposed to be coming back after being out due to an injury. So they're releasing Grace Berger. Unfortunately, she hasn't been able to stick since she was released from the Indiana Fever. Most double doubles, rookie leaders, Kiki with 8, Sonia Citron with 3. The rest of the league has 6 total. What's up, Liz? Brandon got ejected. Yeah, while we were on stream, I think Tudo told me she got ejected. I didn't get to see exactly what the play was, but I did get to catch that last shot by Naz Hillman for the game winner. All right, broadcast about to start here. Salute to everybody tuning in. Austin versus Fagbenle for the jump ball. And the Mystics win it. Sykes saves it before it goes out of bounds. And the Mystics will start off with possession here. Ball over to Citron. Citron crossover here. Citron down to Kiki in the post against Rupier. Goes baseline, goes reverse layup, and misses. Rebound to Fagbenle, who gets it to Burton over to Tip Hayes. Hayes with the ball. Gets it down to Janelle Salon on the baseline against Sykes. On the reach-in, Sykes gets caught on the reach-in and then fouls Salon. She'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Janelle Salon, the French woman. She started off this season really strong. Went off to Eurobasket to play for Team France, and it just hasn't looked the same since she's come back. First free throw is up and good. So the away team is on the board. Second one is up and good for Janelle Salon. Shook Sutton with the ball over to Brittany Sykes on the right side of the floor. Goes middle over to Shakira, who's at the left elbow. Hand off to Sonia, who comes off the screen, middle of the floor. Back over to Shook, down to Shakira on the left. In the post. Loses the ball. Back to Sonia. Sonia pump fakes, almost loses it again, gets it back, shoots, and scores. So a little wonky of a possession, but Sonia Citron gets the Mystics on the board. Ball over to Fagbenle, who shoots the midi from the top of the key, and Fagbenle able to stretch the floor and knocks it down. 4-2 Golden State. Tudo, what's going on? Jay, Yankees just saved season. Yeah, I saw they did a bunch of trades today as Shakira Austin bodies Fagbenle in the post and scores. Game tied at 4 apiece. And we have a foul away from the ball. Foul is on Shug Sutton. All right, so we're waiting for a ball back in play with Tip Hayes. Hayes comes off the screen, going to her left. Lob pass over to Fagbenle, who's wide open under the basket, and that's 4 points already for Temi Fagbenle. 6-4 Golden State. Ball over to Sonia. Sonia with the ball. Comes off the screen going right and gets fouled there by Tiffany Hayes. All right, cool. Let me make sure I get my stuff ready for y'all. Let's go into preview mode. Let's put the screen share up. Ball in play here with the Mystics. Sutton finds a curling Sykes. She goes left, picks up her dribble. Center of the floor to Shakira. She wants a clear out. Puts Salon in the post. Goes corner to Sykes for the corner 3. Misses. Gets the long rebound. Ball gets slapped out, but she picks it back up over to Shakira down the lane. Tries to take the contact and misses badly. Rebound to Fagbenle. Salon goes down the lane, protects the ball, and scores over Shug Sutton. So it's 8-4 Golden State. All right, I got who's on the court on your screens here at the bottom. And who's that? Sonia Citron? Sonia Citron, nice floater from the left baseline, and Sonia Citron up to 4 points here. Temi Fagbenle steps through and scores again on the other end, so it's end-to-end action. Fagbenle up to 6 points already. Sykes over to Shakira, corner to Citron. Citron up top to Sutton with 10 on the shot clock. Sutton comes off the screen going left, steps behind for a 3, and knocks down the top of the key 3 for Shug Sutton. It's 10-9. Golden State still on top. Fagbenle over to Burton. She's been quiet early. Finds Fagbenle. She pump fakes. Guarded by Iria Fenn. Handoff back to Burton. Burton goes. No help side defense. And she gets on the board. Right hand layup is good. So Golden State looking really solid so far in this first quarter. Efficient offense. 12-9. Ball over to Kiki. She gets it to Sonia. Sonia throws it out to Shug. Shug right side of the floor finds a rolling Austin up top to Citron. Wide open 3 is missed. Rebound to Burton. Burton goes over to Salon. Salon rips through, goes down left hand side, goes baseline past to Hayes over to Rupier for the right wing 3, and Ileana Rupier knocks down the 3. It's 15-9. Just under 6 minutes here. Kiki goes over to Sonia, opposite side of the floor. Ball gets tipped out, and they say it stays with the Mystics. Let's see. I think we may be having some substitutions here. Looks like Steph Dolson comes in for Shakira Austin, excuse me. Jade Melbourne comes in for Brittany Sykes. Melbourne inbounds, gets it into Sutton. Sutton at half court here. Wants the screen. Comes the screen going left. Shug Sutton. Snatchback dribble. A little left to right crossover. Gets into the paint. Throws up the floater and scores. Good move there by Shug Sutton. Took the contact and scored. 15-11. Looks like Carla Late checks in for the Valkyries for Burton. Carla Late, top of the key, goes right side to Rupier. Rupier, same spot, different result from 3. Fight for the rebound, goes off Citron and goes out of bounds. Daniel, salute. What's going on, my friend? Hope all is well. Subs happening. Rupier goes to the bench, and Letitia Mihir checks into the game. Oh, wow. Clever move by Burton. Throws it off Steph Dolson's back to get it in bounds. She gets it back from a Mihir and hits the right corner 3. The 18-11 Valkyries on top. Sutton gets it over to Dolson. Back to Sutton. Sutton, middle of the floor. Goes left. Picks up her dribble up top to Melbourne. Melbourne with 7 on the clock. Comes off the screen. Finds Kiki at the foul line. Kiki tries to attack. Goes up with the left and banks it in. Awkward left-hand floater. But she banks it in. And it's 18-13. Carla Lay goes down the lane. Tries to draw contact. Throws up a wild right-hand layup and misses. They have numbers. Sutton throws it down to Citron. Citron saves it. Unfortunately inbounds. But the Valkyries try to get the outlet pass and turn it over. Tuda says, I've seen the videos of parts of NYC. They got hurt hard again. Damn. That's unfortunate. We have a timeout on the floor. 18-13 Valkyries on top right now. I haven't seen any news or anything. Thankfully up here, we didn't get hit too bad. But them storms is getting worse and worse down in the city. We're gonna take a look at the box score momentarily. Let me just get it, make sure I have it set up. Only game on the schedule. This game is on Prime Video. All right, here we go. So Valkyries 18, Mystics 13, 4:28 to go in the first quarter. For the Valkyries, you got Tip Hayes with 3 assists so far. Burton with 5 points and 2 assists. You got Rupier with 3. Salon with 4. And Bentley with 6 to lead the way. Ami here and Late yet to score for their bench production. For the Mystics, you have Sutton with 5. You got Sykes with none. Citron with 4. 2 for Area Fen and 2 for Austin. Off the bench, you have 2 assists for Jade Melbourne. If we take a look at the team stats here on the right-hand side, both teams shooting pretty over 50% from the field. Valkyries only missed 2 shots so far, 77%. Mystics missed 4. They're shooting 60%. Valkyries 2 for 3 from 3. The Mystics 1 for 3. Assists in favor of the Valkyries, 7 assists to 4 for the Mystics. Both teams a turnover apiece. Mystics with 3 second chance points. Sorry, Valkyries with 7 with 3 second chance points, and they have the largest lead of the game. To those seeing people in Queens on top of cars, man, that's brutal. That is brutal. Dan Jay, you think I'm gonna win my $100 bet? I mean, so far it's looking that way, but who knows? The Valkyries aren't the greatest road team, but they're playing really well against this Mystics team. It's too early to say. Man, long day. So it says I hope New York can bounce back. We face Connecticut next 2 days. We'll see, man. We shall see. All right, ball about to come back in play. And it should be Mystics ball. Lucy Olsen has checked in, another rookie that the Mystics have. Ball in play here. So it's Melbourne, Olsen, Dolson, Enksler. As Olsen goes up, shoots the floater and misses, and it's Sykes on the floor for the Mystics. Burton with the ball. Burton comes off the screen going right. Burton, right side of the floor, up top to Bentley. Left side to Ami here. Ami here to Bentley at the foul line. She tries to drive on Dolson. Can't get through her. And then we have a foul on Dolson away from the ball. So it's stays Valkyries possession here. They get the ball in. Burton with the ball, right to left crossover into the paint, dribbles out of it. Left side to Ami here. Ami here down to Bentley. Bad pass. It hits the side of the rim. And the Mystics have it. Lucy Olsen galloping down the court. Sykes gets down the lane, goes up with the left, and smokes the left-hand layup. Ami here with the rebound. Ami here running down the court here with the ball. Gets it down to Salon. Salon, they send a triple team at Salon. Salon gets out of it, throws it out to Carla Late. Carla Late for 3, and it looks like an air ball. Salon tries to save it, but saves it right to the Mystics. Melbourne gets it over to Sykes. Sykes goes, pump fake, step through, goes off glass, and scores. Britt Sykes gets on the board here. It's 18-15. Burton with the ball. Burton wants a screen here on the right side of the floor. Rejects the screen, but it goes off Lucy Olsen's foot. They call a kick ball with 3 minutes to go here. So it'll be Valkyrie's ball here with 14 on the shot clock. Austin has checked back into the game for the Mystics. It looks like a Kate Martin sighting. Kate Martin has checked in for the Valkyries. Oh, Carla Late almost turns it over, but Martin tips it to Rupier, who gets it back to Late. Late, right side of the floor, comes off the screen, going to her left. Corner to Ami here. Ami here loads it up. Too strong. Rupier with the offensive rebound. Gets it over to Martin. Martin up top to Rupier. Rupier resets for 3. Top of the key 3 is good for Ileana Rupier. That's her second 3 of the game. 21-15. Valkyries. Austin with the ball. Austin Gets into the paint on Rupier. Tries to step through, reverse pivots, and gets fouled by Rupier. She'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Looks like Kate Martin got a little hurt on that as well, as Austin fell after that foul. Yeah, that's a foul on Rupier. Empire, salute. What's going on? Salute, salute. Got the sound synced up, so the TV sound is now down. Appreciate it, my friend. Appreciate it. 21-15, 2:30 to go. Austin knocks down the first free throw. Austin, in her last 14 games, averaging about 16 points a game, 7.7 rebounds. Second free throw is up. And, it trickles off. Rebound goes to Engsler. Up top to Austin. Left side to Olsen. Olsen with the ball, comes off the screen, shoots the foul line midi, and that's where she likes to operate. Hits that foul line jump shot. It's 21-18. Valkyries with the ball. Late gets it over to Rupier. Rupier looking for Kate Martin. Martin, top of the key here. Martin drives into the paint, gets doubled out to Rupier. You can't leave her open. Another 3, same spot, same result for Ileana Rupier. That's what she can do. She's a big who can stretch the floor. That's her third 3 of the game. She has 3 of their 4 threes. It's 24-18. Sykes gets it over to Engsler. Engsler pump fakes on the left wing, puts Rupier in the post, steps through, tries to go glass, misses. Rebound to Amihir. Amihir dribbling up the court. Gets it over to Late. Late back to Amihir. Amihir catapult for 3, and Amihir knocks down the 3. So the Valkyries knocking down 3 after 3. They're 5 for 8 from 3-point range. They're up 27-18. Melbourne gets it over to Engsler. Engsler wide open for 3. She tries to respond. Misses. Rebound to Salon. Salon with the ball. Gets it over to Martin. Right side of the floor. Down to Rupier in the post. Gets it back to Martin. Martin right baseline. Throws it back out to Rupier up top to Salon. Salon handoff to Late. Late pump fakes at the top of the key. Over to Rupier. And they call a foul on Melbourne trying to block off Salon in the post. So you got 3 French players on the court right now in Salon, Rupier, and Late. 3 French national team players. Substitutions happening. Looks like Kiki has checked back in. Sonia Citron is back in as well as Dolson. Rupier, tries to fake the dribble handoff. Ball gets stripped, but it goes off of the Mystics. 8 seconds on the clock for the Valkyries to inbound here. Carla Late to inbound. Gets it out to Martin. Martin pulls up for a contested 3, and it's a landing space foul by Jade Melbourne. Gets in Kate Martin's landing space. That'll be 3 free throws. So it will be Kate Martin at the line for 3 free throws. First one is up. She cashes in. It's a 10-point game, largest lead of the game. Second one is up and good. Shug Sutton checks in for Jade Melbourne. Third one is up and good. She knocks down all 3. It's a 30-18 first quarter in favor of the Valkyries. Shug Sutton crosses half court here. Sutton goes off the screen going to her right. Shug Sutton dropped. Oh, and we have a foul here. Iria Fed was trying to post up on Rupier, and the Rupier is holding her mouth here. I think she caught, I don't know if she caught an elbow or a hand to the arm to the mouth. Oh, she trips and falls down, and on the fall down, it looks like I think I'm not sure exactly what happened, and she's holding her like her mouth. I didn't see. Maybe not too sure what happened there, but she started falling and then it caused Kiki Iriafen to fall. That's a foul. So it'll be Mystics ball here. Sideline out of bounds. 40 seconds to go. Lucy Olsen with the ball. Olsen, top of the key here, gets it over to Kiki, left side of the floor. Kiki, hand off to Sonia. Sonia comes off for three, misses, and Carla Late gets the rebound. About a 5-second difference, shot clock and game clock. They'll probably play for one shot here. Carla Late with the ball, dribbles out to half court. Eyeing down Sonia Citron. Calls for the screen, gets the screen from me here, going to her left. Gets downhill, stops, picks up her dribble, bounce pass, goes out of bounds. That's a turnover. 9.8 on the clock for the Mystics to get a basket here. Ball in play with Sutton. 6 on the clock. 5, 4, 3, 2. Sutton over to Kiki. Baseline jumper is up and good. Kiki Iriafen with 0.1 on the clock knocks down the baseline jump shot. And that's how the quarter ends. So at the end of one, the road team Valkyries up 30-20 on the Mystics. So we're going to commercial and we'll come back. All right, let's take a look at the box score and the team stats here. As you can see, 30-20 is the score, 30-20 in favor of the Valkyries. For the Valkyries, you got Tip Hayes, no points but 3 assists. Burton with 5 points and 2 assists. Rupier leading the way with 9 points, knocked down 3 of 4 threes. Salon with 4, 6 for Fag Benley. Off their bench, Ami here knocks down a 3. She does have 3 rebounds as well. Kate Martin also hit 3 free throws. For the Mystics, you got Sutton with 5, 2 for Sykes, 4 for Citron, 4 for Iriafen, and 3 for Austin. You have 4 for, off the bench, you have 2 for Olsen, and that's the only bench points they have so far. Looking at the team stats, Valkyries still shooting over 60% from 3. They're 5 for 8 from 3-point range. They shot 71% from the field in that quarter compared to 47% for the Mystics. They're winning the rebounding battle 10-4. And they're winning the second chance points battle 6-2 right now. Largest lead of the game is 12 by the Valkyries. Unless that is the French Revolution. Listen, man, it's a French infusion in the league. You got a bunch of players all over, but the Valkyries have the biggest collection of French talent. At one point, they had 4 French representatives on the roster when they had Mamignam Toure during preseason. She's French. Then you have Carla Late, Ileana Rupier, Janelle Salon. So they had 4 French representatives there on the roster at one point. Now they're down to 3. Thunderhawk, salute. What's up, Jay, here in Jersey? Oh, the SummerSlam. It's about that time for SummerSlam, huh? Enjoy your weekend, my friend. Be safe out there. The weather is a little dreary right now, but thankfully everything is inside. Where's SummerSlam? Is that MetLife? Where's SummerSlam taking place? Ten-point lead, second quarter about to resume here. Hey, it's at MetLife, I figured. And hopefully the weather clears up here. Ball should be in play right now. They were showing Suge Sutton riding on the bike. Polo says second quarter winner, Golden State plus money. We shall see, my friend. There's a foul by Brittany Sykes there. So clock has stopped. Carla Late inbounds to Rupier. So it's Late, Rupier, Hayes. Me here as Late goes downhill and gets fouled by Austin. Carla Late will go to the line for 2 free throws. Shakira Austin with the foul there. That's her first foul of the game. Yeah, she came into the landing space late on Carla Late. No pun intended. So Carla Late at the line. She was originally drafted by she misses the free throw. I think she was drafted by the Dallas Wings. She stayed overseas last season, and in the expansion draft the Wings allowed her to get picked up. As Late misses the first but knocks down the second. 31-20. Turn up my volume a little bit so I'm not missing anything. Emily Enxler in the corner for 3. Too strong. Sykes tries to tip it, but tips it right to Rupier. Rupier gets it up to Hayes, who speeds up the court. Over to Martin. Up top to Rupier. Pump fakes to 3. Out to Martin. Left side. Comes off the screen going right. Nice lob pass to Rupier. She skips through that lane. Misses the layup. Misses the tip. Fight for the rebound. And Melbourne comes away with it. Melbourne puts pressure. Looks down at me here and dribbles back out. Thinks better of it. Up top to Austin. Austin, left side to Olsen. Olsen comes off that screen, gets to the foul line, drops it off to Austin in the post. Out to Melbourne. Melbourne for 3. Short. Fight for the rebound. Rupier picks it up. Over to Hayes. Hayes, left side to Late. Late's dribbling up at half court here. Guarded by Lucy Olsen. Looking for Martin on the screen. Finds Rupier. Rupier over to Hayes. Hayes out to Rupier. Rupier pump fakes for 3. Step back. Wing 3 is off. Rebound to Austin. Austin over to Melbourne. Left side of the floor. Tries to quickly advance past it, but Late predicts it. But it goes out of bounds on Late. Ball stays with the Mystics. Thunderhawk said, did you hear Valkyrie's coach is trying to cut K. Martin and Caitlin Chen? She doesn't move the needle. CC is number 1 and K. Martin is 2. I didn't hear about that. I did not hear about that. That's news to me. It looks like Carla Late on that dive into the first row knocked over a drink. So they're trying to wipe up some drinks here on the side. They're trying to dry that up here. Got the towel boys wiping it up. I think one of the patrons got. All right, so they get it cleaned up. Olsen, the inbound, gets it into Melbourne. Melbourne bounce past to Sykes. Sykes goes corner to Olsen. Olsen corner 3. Air ball. Rebound to Enxler. Enxler gets it stripped. And it goes out of Enxler's hands and out of bounds. Thunderhawk says also CC wants Indiana out of Indiana. Where y'all seeing this news? I have not seen any of that news. Ball and play here with the the Valkyries. Veronica Burton has checked back into the game at the lead guard spot for Carla Late. Up top to Salon. Salon for 3, misses. Rebound on Sykes. Sykes gets it down to Enxler. Enxler in the post. And almost loses the ball. Gets it up top to Austin. Austin right to left crossover. Euro step over the Euro and misses. Rebound goes to Burton. Burton pushing it. Burton gets down the lane. Right hand scoop is up and good. She gets the rebound. Goes coast to coast. No resistance. And lays it in. 33-20. You got Melbourne with the ball. Wants Austin to go the other way. Melbourne gets down the lane. They leave her open. She goes over with the left hand layup and misses. Burton another rebound. Burton drops it off to Hayes. Right side to Rupier. Back to Hayes. Gets the screen from Rupier. Over to Martin. Martin wide open for 3. Oh, and Hayes jumps up, gets the rebound. the long rebound. Martin tries again for 3, and this time Kate Martin knocks down the 3. Timeout, Washington. They cannot score. They have not scored in the quarter. 16-point lead by the Valkyries over the Mystics, 36-20. 6:59 to go in the second quarter. Wow. It's been all Valkyries here in this second quarter. Let's take a look. 36-20. Take a look at the stats here. Come on. Cooperate. There we go. Okay, so for the Valkyries, you got Hayes, yet to score, does have 3 assists. Burton with 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Rupier with 9. The team's leading scorer. Salon with 4 and 6 for Fagbenle. You got 6 for Martin, 3 for me here, and Late with 1 point. For Washington, 5 for Sutton, 2 for Sykes, 4 for Citron, 4 for Area Fen, 3 for Austin. Off the bench, you have 2 for Olsen. They've yet to score in this quarter, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, they're being outscored 6-0, 6-0 in this quarter, 36-20. They're 1 for 8 from 3-point range here on the right side of your screen. You can see that that's 12.5%. They're shooting 39% from the field, so it's not working out too well in this second quarter. They needed that timeout. They're getting out rebounded 16-8. It's just not working out. Steph Tone, salute for the sub. Salute.
Let's go.
Salute for the sub. Appreciate the support. Francisco, what's going on? What collab jersey you like more, Fever, Stranger Things, or Mystics Peanuts? Nah, the Stranger Things jersey is cool. I like the Stranger Things jersey. A Stranger Things jersey isn't particularly new. I think they had it 2 seasons ago before Caitlyn got there. When Stranger Things was the talk of the town, but of course that was a good one they decided to bring back. But I like the Stranger Things one. All right, broadcast is coming back here. 36-20, 6:59 to go. They're in the Mystics huddle here. Hopefully coach is giving them some words of encouragement and some sets to run, because they are getting smoked right now. It looks like Steph Dolson is mic'd up for tonight's game. Steph Dolson is the mic'd up player. All right, so let's see how they come out of this timeout here. Ball and play with the Mystics. You got Jade Melbourne, top of the key, gets it over to Kiki. Kiki finds Dolson. Dolson in the post. Attack Dolson. You got Burton on you. She gets it out to Citron. Citron for 3. That looks off. It is off. Rebound to Burton. Burton, advanced pass, but Citron, wow, like a cornerback, picks it off with the left hand and scoops it up. Citron goes down the lane, bumps off Hayes. No foul call. Rebound to Area Fen, and she scores. They call, wow, and the Valkyries coach calls a timeout there. They score 1 basket, and the Valkyries coach is not happy, calls a timeout. Sonia Citron picked that off like prime Deion Sanders or Darrell Revis, one of them boys. So they have a timeout on the floor by the Mystics, and they go back to another commercial. 36-22, 36-22 is the score. Valkyries hooping. They're not really a good road team, but they're looking to get their second road trip in a row. Second road win in a row. If they can win tonight. Julia, what's going on? How's Kitron doing? Doing decently. Kiki has 6 and 2 rebounds. Citron yet to hit a 3. She has 4 points. No rebounds, no assists. So they're doing okay. The team as a whole not shooting particularly well from three. Valkyries are executing on the other end, which is why they're up 36-22 at the moment. Salute to everybody on the stream. We have a decent sized crowd here. Make sure you leave a like if you like this type of content. Subscribe if you're new here. We already got, I think, about 2 subs since the stream started. So if you're not subbed, make sure you're subscribed. We do watch-alongs all season long. We will, on Sunday, I will put out the watch-along schedule for the week. So make sure you check the community tab on my YouTube channel, the post tab. So you can see when I post that schedule. We got a day full of games tomorrow. I won't be streaming, but all the games will be on Ion and on League Pass. So make sure you check all those games out tomorrow. Got about 5 games tomorrow. Julius Vox are gonna get some threes up. Yeah, they're shooting right now. They are shooting right now. Last time I checked, they were shooting 60% from 3. I think now they're at 54% from 3, 6 of 11. Ileana Rupier gets to start today. She's 3 for 4 from 3. Even Letitia Me here knocking down threes. She hit 1 3 out of her 2 attempts so far. Right, still in the commercial. They come back late. And, man, they had to, like, bust out of that timeout. They came back as they were inbounding the ball. 36-22. Valkyries with the ball. And Sonia Citron just rips it out of Kate Martin's hands. And they call a transition take foul. So that's 2 fouls in the quarter for Sonia Citron. I'm sorry, 2 steals in the quarter for Sonia Citron. Kate Martin a little loose with the ball. Sonia just rips it out of her hands. And then they call a foul on Martin. So Citron, I think, missed the free throw. They were showing a replay, but yeah, she misses the free throw. So it stays with the Mystics though. Can't. Sonia Citron, that was her first. She was 38 for 38 from the line until that missed free throw there. As Melbourne goes down the lane, gets fouled, and she'll go to the basket, go to the line, excuse me, for the 3-point play. 36-24, Jade Melbourne, right by Kate Martin. They call a foul on Fag Benley. So Jade Melbourne, that was her first basket. She'll go to the line for the 3-point play. Melbourne first free throw is up and good. Knocks it down. So it's an 11-point game, 36-25. Burton with the ball. Burton comes off the screen going to her right. Comes back left, gets it over to Salon. Top of the key here. She dribbles left, handoff to Martin. Martin back up top to Burton. Finds Fag Benley over to Burton. Burton sets, fires. 3 is up and good. Veronica Burton, that's her second 3 of the game. Threes are just falling here for the Valkyries in this first half. 39-25. Kiki gets it over to Sonia. Sonia comes off the screen. Sonia down the lane. Scoop. Keeps it high. Lays it in. Sonia Citron with the right-hand lay. Citron now up to, I think that's 6 points for Sonia. Burton gets into the paint. Throws it out to Fag Benley. Fag Benley trying to join in on the 3-party. She misses. Kiki with the rebound. Over to Jade. Quick advance to Sutton, who finds Citron. Citron got a little too far under the basket. Hits it at the bottom of the rim. And the Valkyries have numbers. 3-on-2 here. Burton gets it over to Martin. Martin for 3. And Kate Martin from the right wing buries down to 3. The threes are just unstoppable right now. They are 8 for 14 from 3 in the first half. 57%. Finds Sonia in the middle of the floor. Gets fouled from behind by Hayes. Jared said, what's up with Hayes tonight? She not looking to score the ball. She just got another foul there. Oh, that's only her first. I thought she had 2 fouls, but they say that's only. Oh, she does have 2 fouls. They just didn't update it. That's 2 fouls for Hayes. As Shakira Austin checks in for Kiki Iriafen. Shook Sutton the inbound opposite the Valkyries bench. Gets it into Melbourne. Melbourne gets it out to Dolson. Dolson reloads for 3 and misses. Fight for the rebound. Fagbenley gets the rebound. Fagbenley doing a point forward move, dribbling up the court, gets it up to Burton. Burton with the ball, tries to drive right, gets cut off. Oh, crossover on Melbourne, drops it off to Fagbenley. Foul line jump shot is up and cash. What a move by Burton. Shook Melbourne out her shoes, not literally, but had Melbourne lost, and they call an offensive foul here on Dolson. So they call a moving screen on Dolson. Let's see if it's really a moving screen. It looked like she was still. So they're saying she wasn't completely established. I don't know about that one. Ball in play here with the Valkyries. It's been all Valkyries here in this first half. Hayes with the ball. Picks up her dribble top to Burton. Left side to Rupier, who's checked back in. Over to Burton. Burton, left to right crossover. Gets the middle of the floor. Cross court pass to Fagbenley, who stops. Pulls up for the midi. Misses. Iriafen skies in for the rebound. Jade Melbourne with the ball. Tries to get it down to Austin. Austin comes and sets the screen. Slips the screen out to Kiki. Top of the key. Right side to Sutton. Sutton. Left hand dribble. Finds Melbourne in the corner. Pump fakes. Reloads. Corner 3. Cashes in. Jade Melbourne from the left corner. Knocks down the 3. Badly needed shot. It's 44-30. Hayes with the ball here. Hayes gets it over to Burton. She's had a good first half so far. Burton finds Fagbenley. Hand off to Burton. Burton snatches back. Comes back left on the rescreen. Shakira guarding Burton all the way out at half court. Gets it down to Salon and forces the turnover there. Melbourne with the ball. Melbourne finds Sutton. Sutton loads into a 3 and misses. Fagbenley with the rebound. That would have been a nice momentum play there. Unfortunately, it doesn't play off. 44-30. Burton crosses half court. Burton, left to right crossover. Gets downhill. Goes under the basket. Finds a rolling Fagbenley. Double teamed in the paint. She shoots over Melbourne. Air ball. And Austin gets the rebound. Austin over to Melbourne. Melbourne looking for Kiki. Kiki clears out. Goes the other way. Melbourne now finds Kiki. Top of the key here. Gets it to Sonia. Sonia, top of the key. Sonia drives, picks up her dribble. Corner to Melbourne. Same spot and different result. It looked like an air ball. Valkyrie's on the run here. Burton tries to go downhill, slows it down. Left side of the floor, gets the screen. Loads up for another 3, and she misses that one. And they call a foul. Jeez. They call a foul on the rebound by the Mystics. Pushing the back here by Kiki Iriafen. So it remains Valkyrie's ball here, 44-30. Valkyries have the ball. Burton gets it over to Ami here. Ami here loads up for 3. She has like this catapult like release for 3. She misses though. Austin with the ball finds Shook Sutton down to Kiki. Kiki spin move, left hand hook over Ami here and scores. Good move by Kiki Iriafen. I don't think Kiki's. Why do you think Kiki is a dirty player? Burton with the ball. Burton comes off the screen going left, gets downhill, gets cut off by Austin. Out to Ami here. They back off Ami here. Ami here gets into the paint. Tries to go back at Kiki. Falls down. Ball out of bounds. It goes to the Mystics. Ball in play here with the Mystics. Approaching a minute to go in this first half. It's been all Valkyries here. Kiki faces up. Out to Sutton. Back to Kiki. Kiki faces up at the elbow. Back to Sutton. Sutton comes off the screen from Kiki. Now she pulls up at the foul line. Misses. Alston skies in for the rebound. Throws it out to Sonia. Sonia comes off the screen going left. Finds Alston on the roll. Goes out for the left-hand layup and gets fouled. So Alston will head to the free throw line to get this game to a 10-point deficit. If she can knock down both. So the threes aren't falling for the Mystics. They're getting offensive rebounds and they're driving into the paint, which is what you should do when the shot is not falling from the outside. So Alston at the line. 2 free throws coming up. First one is up. Oh, rattles around, bounces high, and then comes back down for the first make. Second one is up, and she cashes that one in. So it's a 10-point game, 44-34, 40 seconds to go here in the first half. Carla late with the ball. Late gets it over to Hayes. Hayes top of the key here. Hayes to Rupier. Rupier back to Hayes. Hayes comes going to her right. Out to Rupier. Rupier pump fakes for 3. Goes into the lane, and they call a foul on Iria Fan. So the danger of Rupier shooting that 3 has players going up, jumping out at her at the 3-point line like Alston. That was a foul on Kiki. Had the left arm down on her arm as she was trying to go up. So Rupier at the line for 2 free throws. She's knocked down 3 threes in this first half. First free throw is up, and she cashes in. Second free throw is up, and cashes in. So it's 46-34, about a half a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Sykes has the ball at half court. They'll play for 1 shot here. Sykes guarded by Salon. 10 seconds left on the clock. 9, 8. Alston comes up to set the screen on the right. Sykes gets downhill, goes under the basket with 4 seconds. Loses the ball. It stays in bounds. She has to shoot a desperation 3. Hits the rim off. And that's how the quarter ends. So at the end, the quarter ends. So at the end of the first half, the Valkyries up 12, 46-34 on the Washington Mystics. All right, so we're at halftime. We'll take a look at the box score, the team stats, and the upcoming schedule. Damn, that was close. Second quarter winner, Golden State. Oh, they won the quarter? Oh, man. It must have been really close. It must have been really close. We'll take a look at that now. Let me just get things ready for the third, because I'll be slacking sometimes when it comes to that. There we go. Third quarter ready and to go. All right, 15 minutes on the clock for halftime. So let's get that started. All right, so halftime 46-34 is the score. That's what before I do this, I wanted to see how close the quarter score was. Oh, it was 16-14. Ugh. Yeah, that was close. That was close. So for the Valkyries, Hayes yet to score. She hasn't even taken a shot attempt. She has 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Burton with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Rupier with 11 and 4. Salon with 4, 8 and 5 for Fag Benley. You got Late with 1, 9 for Kate Martin, 3 for Ami here with 3 rebounds. So everybody besides Hayes, who's come in the game for the Valkyries, has scored. For the Mystics, you got Sutton with 5, 2 for Sykes, Citron with 6, Iriafen with 8 and 4, Austin with 5 and 4. Off the bench, you got Melbourne with 6, and Olsen with 2. Okay, let's take a look at the team stats here. Team stats, you got Valkyrie shooting 51.7% from the field, 38.9 for the Mystics. Valkyrie shooting 50% from 3 on 16 attempts. They've made half, 14% for the Mystics. They've taken 14. They only made 2. In terms of these other stats, 8 for 9 from the line for the Valkyries, 4 for 6 for the Mystics. Rebounding is in favor of the Valkyries. They're leading 23-16. They're leading in assists 14-10. The Mystics do have more steals and blocks, 4-1 and 2-1 respectively. Valkyries have more turnovers. They're leading turnovers 6-3. Points in the paint in favor of the Mystics. They have 18-10 for the Valkyries. Fast break points in favor of the Valkyries, 5-2. And second chance points tied at 9. Points off of turnovers is in favor of the Mystics. They're up 7-0. 17 is the largest lead of the game. Fouls are almost about even. Jared says, one night I need 10 from Hayes. Yeah, that's how it be sometimes, my friend. That's how it be. Like, I needed Alicia Gray for 15 the other night. I think she finished with 13. And then yesterday she gets 15. So it's always something. Always something. All right, so that's the box score and the team stats for this first half. We have another 20 minutes of action coming up in the next 12-ish minutes or so. Let's take a look at the schedule. So we only have one game on the schedule tonight, as you can see. That game is in progress. Tomorrow, as I mentioned, there's 5 games on the schedule. You got the Phoenix Mercury coming off a loss to the Fever, looking to take on the Dream, who had a big win yesterday against the Dallas Wings. Then you have New York taking on Connecticut. They're going to be their 3rd game of the road trip, taking on the Connecticut Sun. You have the Golden State Valkyries, who are playing tonight. So they're playing in Washington tonight. They'll fly to Chicago to take on the Chicago Sky tomorrow. In Chicago, of course. Indiana takes on the Dallas Wings in Dallas. And you have the Sparks taking on the Storm. All those games are on Ion and on League Pass. Remember, if you live in the area where these teams are playing, it'll be blacked out on League Pass. You'll have to watch it on Ion or find it on your local broadcast channel there. For Saturday, only one game on Saturday, Minnesota versus Los Angeles. That game is on ABC at 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. On Sunday, another 5 slater. New York takes on Connecticut again in Connecticut. That's the first game of the day. You have the Mystics taking on the Dream. You have the Fever taking on the Storm. Phoenix taking on Chicago. And you have the Valkyries taking on the Aces. So we have some very, very good games here. I possibly may stream one of these later games if I get home in time. But we'll see. We shall see. I'll let you guys know. Monday, there's no games on Monday for the first time in a while. And then Tuesday, we have a full slate of games. Dallas takes on New York. I'll probably be at that game at Barclays on Monday. For Dallas and New York, that'll be Paige's first game against the Liberty at home. Mystics in Chicago face off as well. Minnesota and Seattle face off. Then you have Connecticut and Phoenix. So that should be an interesting one with Alyssa Thomas, Dewana Bonner, all playing against their former team. And then you have Indiana and Los Angeles, the late game at 10 p.m. So that's as far as I'll go in the schedule for the next couple days. Some pretty good matchups. As we know, the season's 44 games. We're over the halfway point. Some teams have about 12 to 13 games left of the season. So it's time to buckle down, and we'll see where the seeding falls, especially towards the bottom of the 5, 6, 7, 8 area. Things are all up in flux right now, so things are subject to change. All right, so that is the halftime report. We could take a look at the standings as well. Let me just make sure I pull them up for us here. So these are the current WNBA standings as of right now. Minnesota comfortably in first place with a 23-5 record. The New York Liberty, losers of 3 straight, they're in second with a 17-9 record. Phoenix with a 16-10 record. 16-11 for the Storm. 16-11 for the Dream. And then you come down to sixth place. You got 15-12 for the Fever. 14-13 for the 7th seed Vegas Aces. Mystics at a 13-13 record. And then you have ninth place Golden State right behind them, 12-13. Los Angeles right behind them with 11-15. And then you have the Wings, Sky, and Connecticut rounding out the bottom 3. So that's the standings for the 2025 WNBA season right now. All right. So I think I tackled everything I wanted to tackle. We still have about 8-ish minutes until halftime is over and the third quarter kicks off in this game. Salute to everybody who stuck around for the halftime show. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe. If you're new here, we're on the road to 1,200 subs. We're at 1,180 right now. So we're on the road to 1,200 subs. Appreciate all the support as we trek through this WNBA season. All right, let me check the internet, the social media, see if anything has been reported that I can share with you guys. Oh, I didn't recognize that Xander Lassini was going to be out today. I didn't check, so Xander Lassini, that's why she hasn't played yet. She is out today with a foot injury. Don't see any other takes or information on the floor on the socials. Yeah, nothing else to report here. Polo said I'm gonna cross my fingers and run that second half winner Golden State at plus 276. Hopefully. Hopefully that comes through for you. Yeah, I'm over here scrolling. Ain't nothing to report. Nothing to report. All right, don't mind me. I'm about to have some fruit right quick. All right. Let me take a look at these stats. So Burton with 10 right now. Rupier with 11. Nobody in Washington is in double figures. On Prime, they're showing a replay of All-Star Weekend of the 3-point contest that Sabrina ended up winning. Yeah, see, I don't know what to bet on this game, so I'm gonna just leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it. I ain't gonna try and force anything. But the current spread according to MGM is Valkyries -6.5. The over under is 158.5. I'm not sure exactly where it started off as. Let me see if I can find out. On ESPN Bet, it started off at 157, 158.5. So it's about the same thing right now. It is the same thing, exactly the same. And the Mystics were they the underdog to start? Interesting. Very interesting. Mm-hmm. 46-34 is the score. We're just waiting for halftime to be over. AR, salute. What's going on, my friend? Hope all is well. Joined at the perfect time. We're at halftime right now. Couple minutes left until halftime is over. Couple minutes left until halftime is over. Game is on Prime. If you did want to watch it, it's on Prime Video tonight. The game is on Prime Video, but I'm glad you're here on the channel. Stick around for some commentary. I think the next time I'll be streaming is we'll aim for Sunday. I'm not sure if I'll be home in time, but we'll aim for Sunday, and I'll probably go to that Liberty Wings game on Tuesday, so probably be Wednesday-ish. Yep. But I'll put out the schedule as I mentioned, once I get everything sorted out. I know there's been a lot of discourse. There's been a lot of discourse about the WNBA trade deadline. Unlike the NBA, since the WNBA has a hard salary cap, there's never really too many big moves or too much action that takes place at the trade deadline. The trade deadline is August 7th. So I don't expect any major moves due to the restrictions of having a hard salary cap. You can't go over the amount of money. It's not like the NBA where there's a luxury tax and all that stuff. All right. AR says daughter was born yesterday, just got her home. Laya Jordan. Oh, congratulations, my friend. Salute to AR. Salute. Congrats on your daughter being born yesterday. It's a big life accomplishment right there. Gerald, they said that they figure that the Mystics will probably come back in this game. They're a pretty decent second half team. So that's why it's not what's the score now? That's why it's not anything higher than that. So they figure the Mystics will come back, but it'll be around that area there. It looks like the broadcast is about to resume. The coaches giving their final marching orders here to their teams. As we get ready to start this second half. Thanks for everyone who hung around for the halftime report. Try to give you guys as much information as possible for upcoming things on the WNBA calendar. All right, let me turn my volume back up so I can hear what they talk about in this game. All right, let's get this back up. Halftime is over. And ball is in play with the Valkyries. AR said, do I think the Valks hold on? I mean, a pregame, I picked Washington, so I'm gonna stick with my Washington pick. They probably will, but I'm gonna still say Washington. Salong goes to the basket and misses the contested shot. Rebound to area Fenn, gets it up to Sutton. And they call a moving screen here by Shakira Austin. Gives the ball right back to the Valkyries. But the Valks probably will hold on. 46-34. Ball in play here with the Valks and Tiffany Hayes. Hayes with the ball. Left hand dribble gets cut off by Sykes. Hayes up top to Burton. Burton gets the screen from Fagbenle. Sutton fights around. She rescreens. Going to her left. Jump pass over to Rupier. Right side of the floor. Rupier tries to drive. Hand off to Hayes. Hayes drops it off to Rupier. Gets poked away by Sykes. Good active hands there. And Citron on the go here. Citron over to Sutton. Sutton to Sykes. Top of the key. Steps in. Midi is up. Shorts. Austin with the offensive rebound. Out to area Fenn. Back over to Sykes. Sykes down to area Fenn. Seals and scores. Good patience by Washington. Not to rush a shot there. Got it down to their post player who had the advantage. They get it to 10. 46-36. Rupier with the ball. Top of the key. Gets it over to Hayes. Hayes playing behind the screen. Gets cut off going left. Goes baseline. Corner pass to Fagbenle, who pulls up for three. Too strong. And Austin with another rebound. Gets it over to Sykes. Sutton with the ball. Right side of the floor here. Sutton left hand dribble into the paint. Out to Austin. Austin, nowhere to go with it. Hands it off to Sykes. Gets a rescreen from Austin. Now gets to switch with Salon. Goes baseline. Finds a cutting. Citron goes up for the floater. Too strong. And Austin tips it away from her own teammate. And the Valkyries have the rock here. Burton gets it over to Hayes. Hayes almost shoots the three. Thinks better of it. Back out to Burton. Burton off the screen going right. Finds a rolling Fagbenle and blocked by Austin. Austin with the rejection off the backboard. Mystics have the ball. Sykes downhill. Looked like she traveled. Takes the contact. Scores. No foul call. 8-point game. 46-38. Burton with the ball. Burton right side of the floor in front of her bench. Up top to Hayes. Hayes left side to Rupier. Handoff back to Hayes. Hayes comes back to her right. Shoots the three. And misses. Long rebound to Sykes. Off of Sykes' leg and out of bounds. Can't give up second chance opportunities like that. Got to secure them rebounds. So it ball is with the Valkyries here. Burton gets it in to Fagbenle. Gets it up top to Hayes. Hayes with the ball. Over to Rupier, right side of the floor. To Burton. Burton guarded by Austin. Up top to Rupier. Rupier for three. Way off. Almost put a hole in the backboard there. Shot clock violation. Ball did not hit the rim, so the shot clock did not reset. 46-38. Good defense there by the Mystics on that possession. Hayes will go to the bench. Still scoreless, if I'm not mistaken. Still scoreless. Ball in play here with the Mystics. Valkyries are 0 for 5 to start the third. Sutton with the ball. The Mystics are 2 for 4. Sykes, top of the key. Three! Britt Sykes knocks down the three. And then just like that, the Mystics right back in it. 5-point game. 46-41. Burton comes off the screen going to her left. Gets cut off. Up top to Rupier. Rupier over to Carla Lake. Carla Lake goes right. Dribbles back. And we have a foul there on Rupier, I want to say. On Rupier. She gets called for the foul. It's Mystics ball. Chance to get this to one possession game here. Ball in play here with the Mystics. 5-point game, and they're on a 7-0 run here. Sykes with the ball. Lob pass up to Shakira. Shakira tries to find the cutter, and it's a steal by the Valkyries. Burton with the ball now. Burton, nobody's stopping the ball. Burton gets downhill, almost carries. Gets it out to Salon. Salon contested three. Line drive three is good. They needed that badly. First basket of the third quarter for the Valkyries. 8-point game. Kiki with the ball, top of the key over to Sonia. Sonia comes off the screen, drops it off to Kiki, a little behind her. Ball gets tipped out by Burton. It'll stay with the Mystics. Substitutions happening on the floor here. We'll see who comes in and who doesn't. Ball in play with Sutton. Who came in? I don't really see anybody who came in. Oh, Letitia Meher comes in. Area Fen gets by Rupier, go under the bat, gets too far under the basket, misses the reverse off the rim. Burton with the ball. Burton comes off the screen. Over to Late. Late over to Burton. Burton guarded by Kiki. Tries to get by her. Gets to the middle of the floor. Over to Late. Late. High three. And cashes in. Carla Late. Rainbow three. And the lead right back up to double figures. 52-41. Back-to-back threes by the Valkyries here. To put this lead back up to double figures. Oh, I forgot to end this poll. I'm about to end it right now. I stay forgetting to end the poll at halftime, like I say. 52% say Golden State, 47% say Mystics. We're in a commercial right now. Commercial break. If we look, score is 52-41 is the score. Washington outscoring Golden State 7-6 in the quarter. It was a 7-0 run. Golden State hits 2 threes. Looking at the box score here. Burton with 10, 5, and 7. Rupier with 11 and 4. You got Salon with 7, 8 for Fagbenle with 5 rebounds. And then you got Carla Late hits her first field goal. Knocks down that 3. She has 4 points. 9 for Martin, 3 for Ami here. For the Mystics, you got 10 for Area Fen, 6 for Citron, 7 for Sykes, 5 for Sutton, 5 and 6 for Austin. And that's that. 52-41. $52-41. Salute to everybody hanging out on the watch along tonight. Appreciate you guys tuning in. It's the only game on the W slate this evening. Only game on the W slate. Still in the commercial here, jeez. All right, now they've come back. It says Tiffany Hayes' leg is not her leg is headed to the locker room, but due to a leg injury is headed to the locker room. So Tiffany Hayes, we'll see if she comes back in. Salute to Underdog WNBA on X. That's where I'll be getting all the updates from. Ball in play here with the Mystics. Sutton with the ball in the paint, seals Carla Late on her backside and hits the floater. Good play there by Suge. 52-43, ball with the Valkyries. Rupier with the ball. Rupier gets it to Late. Late with the ball, guarded by Dolson. Up top to Amihir. Amihir gets downhill, goes up and gets fouled there by I hit the wrong button. Gets fouled by Kiki. And Kiki, that's her third foul. Amihir will go to the line. Kiki has to keep her hands up. She plays her with her hands down, and that allows players to draw the foul there. Yeah, Francisco. Welcome to my world, my friend. Welcome to my Liberty world where everybody just drop in like flies. She hits the first free throw. Second free throw is up and good for Ami here. 54-43. So all that good work that the Mystics had done to get it to a 5-point game is gone. It's back to 11 here. Sutton with the ball. They send the trap. They get it to Melbourne. Cross court to Dolson. Can Dolson hit a three? They need it. She misses. Rebound to Salon. Salon with the ball. Left hand dribble. Throws it out to Rupier. Up top to Ami here. Ami here. They call a foul on Jade Melbourne down low on Salon. It looks like Jade Melbourne has decided to start wearing a mouthpiece now. I remember on one of the watch-alongs, she got her tooth knocked out. And apparently that was the same tooth that she got knocked out before. So she decided to wear a mouthpiece now. Salon with the ball. Step back. Contested two. Sykes with the long wingspan. Contested and grabs the rebound. Euro stepping through the lane. Draws the foul on Ami here. So Sykes, excuse me, will go to the line for free throws. So Sykes sets her up, goes Euro step. Ami here gets her hands down low, rakes across the arm of Sykes, and now Sykes at the line. She's made 16 straight free throws according to the broadcast. She knocks down 17th. Sykes with 8 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, and she misses the free throw. The fight for the rebound. Kiki tips it out, and Carla Late gets it. Late, left side of the floor. Late comes off that screen, going to the middle of the floor, up top to, oh, sorry, that was Burton to Late. Late down the lane, corner to me here, drives baseline, attacks Kiki, doesn't go, gets fouled on the second attempt. And that's the 4th foul on Kiki there. She did it good on the initial attempt. Hands were straight up. Me here gets it. Oh, why they went to break? What just happened? Yo, I think somebody at the office hit the wrong button. So Ami here at the line for free throw 1. She knocks it down. Substitutions happening here on the floor. Lucy Olsen checks in, I see. Engsler checks in for the Mystics as well. Ami here at the line. Second free throw is up, and she knocks it in. So it's back a 12-point lead now. 56-44. 4 minutes to go here. Kiki had to go to the bench with 4 fouls. Jade gets it over to Sykes. Sykes spins on Late. Picks up her dribble over to Lucy. Lucy with the ball. Top of the key here. 7 on the clock. Gets it over to Shakira. Shakira, handoff to Sykes. Sykes pulls up for the midi. Fight for the rebound, and it gets tipped to Ami here. Ami here with the ball. Right to left crossover, gets downhill and blocked by Sykes. And they call a foul. That looked like a clean block, maybe with the body down low. But that looked like a clean block by Sykes up top. Jumps up. Oh, it's the arm on the shoulder. Gave her some leverage there. That is a foul. That is a foul. And they're gonna challenge it. That was an emphatic block by Sykes, but it was called for a foul. Looks like they're gonna challenge it though. I don't think they'll win, but they are going to challenge this play. I think the left hand gave her some leverage on Ami here's. It gave her enough power to generate that block. Yeah, the hand was on the shoulder there. Yeah, there is where the foul is. Puts the left hand on her right shoulder. Yeah, and then blocks it. Yep, this won't get overturned. Yeah, that's a foul. That's a foul every day of the week. All right, so the referees are at the monitor reviewing this. This should be pretty quick, but you know, W refs when they get to the monitor, they be they be seeing all they be taking their sweet time out there. Have another snack break. All right, they still reviewing this. Still reviewing this. 3:37 to go in the third quarter. Washington started off on a 7-0 run. They got it down to 5. Valkyries responded with 2 quick threes to push it back to 11. And that's where the lead has been hovering around ever since. Empire says, call me when the review is over. Got to get a quick nap. AR says, this is the same game. They scored 50 in the first quarter, man. I'm telling you, man. You can't base it off the first quarter. Valkyries teams be coming out on fire, and then they start to tail off towards the end. Still, the referees are now talking to each other about this now. All right, let's see. I think he's saying the referee's explaining to Coach Johnson and Sykes why the foul is a foul. Wait, what? They call approximate foul. Oh, okay. I see it. I see it. So they saying the challenge is successful because the foul is not on Sykes. The foul is on Lucy Olsen for the reach in on Amihir. So they still keep the challenge, but it doesn't change the fact that Amihir is at the line for 2 free throws. That had me a little confused. Liz says, appreciate the stream this week. Been a lot of W at our house this week. No problem, Liz. Thanks for tuning in as always. Amihir makes the first. So I get it. On that other replay they showed Lucy Olsen on the reach in. She smacked down on Amihir's hand. So they're saying, even though it was probably a foul on Sykes, they rather give the foul to Olsen. Amihir misses the second, and ball gets tipped out of bounds by the Mystics. 57-44. Citron checks back in for Jade Melbourne. Late to inbound. Late gets it into Rupier. Over to Martin, right side of the floor. Martin finds Late, top of the key here. Late with 6 on the clock. Corner to me here. The contested 3 is off, and Citron secures the rebound. Citron on the run here. Citron gets into the paint. Gets blocked by Salon, but it'll stay Mystics ball. Citron has 6 points tonight. Billy, 6 for Citron. Yeah, this game, it started off quickly and it started to bog down now. Austin gets the inbound over to Sykes. Sonia on the curl. Sonia in the paint. Out to Lucy. Lucy for 3. Off the back rim and out of bounds. Mystics starting to struggle now. They started off hot. They started off with a quick 7, and it's been curtains ever since. Ball in play here. Let me slow my clock down. We just at the 3-minute mark in this third quarter. Late comes off the screen going to her right. Goes cross court and throws it to one of us at home, because that pass was going nowhere fast. Turnover by the Valkyries. Mystics need to capitalize here with 2:50 to go in the third. If they can get it to single digits, they'll have a good chance in the fourth quarter. Sykes comes off that screen, picks up her dribble. Over to Olsen. Down to Engsler on the right baseline here. Engsler over to Austin, top of the key. Austin pump fakes for 3. I don't know why Ami here was falling for the 3. Austin, I'm closing my eyes when Austin shoots 3s. I'm turning my back on her because I don't believe it. She jumps at her jab step from 3 and then ends up fouling her. .234 to go. It's still Mystics basketball. And they call a foul before the ball is inbounded on Salon. So that should be free throws. So Salon and Citron get their arms tangled out. Salon has her arms tangled up with Citron. Citron trying to get through. That should be 1-shot free throw. Citron, they don't even show the free throw on the broadcast. They over here showing everything else. Citron hits the technical free throw. Ball inbound to Sykes. Sykes with the ball. Gets it down to Austin. Austin in the post against Rupier. Tries to step through. Ball gets hit out of her hands by Rupier. 8 seconds on the shot clock for the Mystics. Ball inbound to Austin. Austin to Sutton with 4 on the clock. Sutton got to make something happen. Sutton gets downhill. Double clutch floater. Hangs. Misses. Rupier with the rebound. Martin attacks left. Gets cut off. Comes back right. And up top to Late. Late with the ball. Goes behind the back to her right. Late up top to Martin now. Left side to Ami here. Ami here with 7 on the clock. Picks up her dribble over to Late. Top of the key here. Late with 3 on the clock. It's blocked there by Engsler. And Sutton has it. They have a 3-on-2 if they use it correctly. Sonia, can she hit a 3? And she knocks down the 3 right in front of her bench. Timeout by the Valkyries. And they got it back down to single digits. 48-57. 9-point game. Sonia Citron hits her first 3 of the game. She's up to 10 points now. Great defense here. Forced them into a late second shot. Gets the block. They get 3-on-1 possession. Sonia runs the lane. Gets to that left corner and knocks down the 3. Sonia, she is 1 for 4 from 3 tonight. Not really doing anything else. Not rebounding. She only has 1 rebound. But she does have 10 points, and that was a big 3 from her. Okay, let's take a look at the box score really quickly while they're in this timeout. 57-48, 149 to go in this one. If we look at it, Washington outscoring Golden State 14-11 in the quarter. If we look at the stats here, you got Hayes went out with a leg injury. She's yet to return. 10 from Burton with 7 assists and 5 rebounds. Rupier with 11 and 4 in her first start this season. 7 and 3 for Salon. 8 and 5 for Fagbenle. Carla Late with 4, 8 for Ami here, and 9 for Kate Martin. For the Mystics, you got Sutton with 7 and 5, 8 for Brittany Sykes. Citron with 10, Kiki with 10 points, 5 rebounds. Does have 4 fouls, though. 5 for Austin. And then their bench only has 8 points total. All right. So it will be Valkyries' ball here. They to inbound. Kate Martin, they were doing a full court press here. The Mystics, they get it into Caitlin Chen, who's getting some minutes now. So Caitlin Chen comes in for Carla Late. Chen being pressured there by Sutton. Gets it over to Hayes, who checks back in. Hayes gets downhill. Throws it out to Chen. Chen pump fakes. Gets to the right elbow. Jump shot is up. And Caitlin Chen, her first attempt is good. Gets it back to a double-digit lead. 59-48. Her first minutes of the game. Over to Sonia. Can Sonia hit back-to-back threes? And Sonia can hit back-to-back threes. Sonia Citron with her second 3 of the game. 59-51. 8-point game now. Chen over to Hayes. Hayes with the ball. Over to Salon in the corner. She might have traveled. Salon gets downhill. Stops. Reverses. Off-balance jump shot. Misses. Rebound to Sutton. Under a minute to go here. Sutton crosses half court. Right side to Sonia. Down to Austin. Austin faces up against Rupier. Goes baseline. Reverse layup. Misses. Gets fouled by Rupier. And Austin will go to the line for 2 free throws. So Austin at the line. She has 5 points, 3 assists, and 6 boards. First free throw is up. Oh, and she misses. Yes. Citron has 13 points. Benley checks in for Rupier for the Valkyries. Gotta make your free throws. Have to make your free throws, especially when you're fighting from behind. Austin knocks down the second. It's a 7-point game, 59-52, 45 seconds to go. Chen with the ball. Chen gets it over to Benley. Back to Chen, right side of the floor. Up top to Salon. Down to Benley, batted away by Austin. 10 on the clock for the Valkyries. Looking at their free throws, Mystics are 7 for 11. The Valkyries are 13 for 15. Hayes to inbound. They get it into Chen. Chen with 8 on the clock. Gets it back over to Hayes in the corner. Guarded by Sutton. She gets downhill. Tries to split the defense. Falls and misses. Sutton on the run. Gets it to Sonia. Sonia catches and finishes and won. So Sonia Citron coming alive here in this third quarter. Has 8 points. And she'll go to the line for the 3-point play. So Sutton gets the ball in transition. Outlet pass to Sonia. And fouled there by Chen. As Sonia completes the layup for the 3-point play. So Sonia Citron at the line. Free throw is up. And she buries it. As I said, they needed to get it to single digits before the end of the fourth. Before the end of the third. And they have it at 4 here. Shot clock is turned off. Hayes with the ball. Guarded by Sykes. Gets the screen going to her right. Gets cut off by Austin. Finds the rolling Benley. Over to Martin. Martin loads up for a 3. Big 3 by Kate. Huge 3 by Kate. Gets it over to Austin. Over to Sonia. Sonia to Sutton. I don't think she gets it off in time. It doesn't matter. She misses anyway. But that was a big 3 by Kate to give them some breathing room. 62-55. End of the third. They did make some headway into this one. Into this deficit. Let's get ready for the fourth quarter. Okay, fourth quarter. Cool. And then let's take a look at the box score. All right. So, third quarter over 62-55. I did want to see what the quarter scoring was, so let's go take a look. Washington outscores the Valkyries 21-16 in the third quarter. 21-16. All right, so for the Valkyries, Hayes, as I mentioned, yet to score. 4 assists, 2 rebounds. So if you bet the under, you're living life right now. Burton with 10 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 11 for Rupier, still 7 for Salon, 8 for Fagbenle with 5 rebounds. Carla Late with 4, 8 for me here, 12 for Kate Martin. She's just hit threes in this game, and Chen comes in, gets 2 points. For Washington, you got Sutton with 7, 8 for Sykes, 16 for Citron. She had a big third quarter there, scored like 11 points in that quarter. Kiki with 10 and 5. She had to sit out. She's dealing with foul trouble. She has 4 fouls. Shakira Austin with 6 points and 6 rebounds. Melbourne with 6. The rest of the bench, besides Olsen, has 2. The rest of the bench, I should say, has none besides Olsen, who has 2. 62-55, end of the third. Salute to everybody hanging around. We got a nice crowd here. Make sure you leave a like on the stream if you like this type of content. Subscribe. We're on the road to 1,200 subs. We're at 1,182. So we're about 18 away from 1,200. Appreciate all the support. We do watch-alongs all season long. We'll be back probably Sunday for the late games. But definitely Wednesday, because Tuesday I'll be I'll probably be at the Liberty game down in at Barclays against the Dallas Wings to see them face Page for the first time in person. All right, fourth quarter about to start here. Fourth quarter about to start. Yeah, they said she had 10 points in that third quarter. 10 points in almost 9 minutes. 3 for 5, 2 for 2 from 3. So let's see if the Mystics have one more push in them for this to see if they can get this game. Austin gets it over to Melbourne. Back down to Austin. Austin faces up on Fagbenle. Right side of the floor. Gets in the post. Almost loses it. Goes through, skips through, and misses the layup. Rebound to Martin. Martin gets it over to Chen. What's up, Robert? Salute. Thanks for joining as always. Chen with the ball. Chen finds Fagbenle. Goes back to Chen. Chen corner to Hayes. Hayes goes baseline on the right-hand side. Goes back out. Gets it over to Burton. Burton comes off the screen. Picks up her dribble. Up top to Martin. Martin gets blocked there by Engsler. Shot clock violation. Austin blocks the second attempt just for good measure. So that was great defense there by Washington. Switching and cutting everything off there. Ball in play here with the Mystics. 62-55. Fourth quarter. Mystics have been playing from behind the whole game for the most part. I'm trying to get a home win here. Finds it to Austin. Austin attacks, goes through, and scores. Austin wanted a foul. Doesn't get it. Scores anyway. 62-57. Burton with the ball. Left to right crossover. Bounce past the Fagbenle. Out to Martin. Martin for another 3. Martin misses this time. Rebound to Citron. Outlet to Engsler. Engsler lays it in. And we have a game here, folks. 3-point game. 62-59. And they call a foul here on Citron. A foul on Citron. So they're showing a replay of the 2 previous plays with Austin scoring that layup and then Citron throwing the outlet to Engsler, who scores the layup. 62-59. Ball inbound with the Valkyries. Burton gets it back from Fagbenle. Burton, I should say, drives left, gets into the paint. Euro steps through and gets blocked by Austin. Austin with the ball, gets it over to Citron. Citron attacks the basket. Hook pass over to Engstler drives the baseline. Jump pass to Olsen. Olsen for the tie. And she gets the three. Olsen for the tie. 62 all. Tie game here. Rupier with the ball over to Fagbenley. Hand off to Burton. Burton goes behind the back. Comes back left. Burton picks up her dribble over to Martin. Right side of the floor. Martin dribbles into the middle of the paint. Left hand layup is up and good. Valkyries retake the lead. Tough move there by Kate. 64-62. Olsen with the ball. Olsen comes off that screen. Oh, ball almost went out of bounds. Jade Melbourne saves it. Olsen gets it back. Olsen, left-hand dribble. Corner to Engstler. Engstler for the corner three in the lead. Emily Engstler, corner three right in front of the Mystics bench and gives Washington, this might be their first lead of the game. Burton with the ball over to Rupier. Rupier hand off to Martin, and they call a travel on Rupier. Turnover Valkyries. Kimo so surprised Nakasin didn't call another quick trigger. I thought she would have called it after that three. That three to tie it initially. And I guess she's trying to conserve. Wow, big shot here. Let me see. Largest lead. Yeah, this is their first lead of the game here, the Mystics. The threes weren't falling in the first half. They're starting to fall here in the fourth quarter. Ball gets tipped out of bounds and stays with the Mystics. Crypto, salute. What's going on? Glad you're able to join. Yeah, it's been a minute. I haven't seen you in the chat. Hope all is well. You joined a good one. Joined a good one here. Mystics fighting from behind the whole game. Down as many as 17. Have come back to take the lead here in the fourth. Ball in play with Austin. Austin in the paint. Goes up, hangs, and shoots over Fagbenley. Fight for the rebound. Fagbenley tips it out of bounds. And it stays with the Mystics. That's that second and third effort there by Shakira Austin. Crypto said I need Janelle Salon for 10. She got 7. You need another 3. All right, ball to be inbounded by Citron. Citron finds Sykes. Sykes pump fakes for 3. Drives on Salon. Drops it off to Austin, but it bounces off Austin's chest right back to Sykes. With 7 on the clock. Sykes fall away jump shot contested. Rolls out. Rebound to Martin. Martin, right side of the floor here. Valkyrie's looking to retake the lead. Martin comes off the screen, going to her left. Over to Burton, top of the key here. Burton gets fouled by Melbourne. That's their second foul of the quarter. Yeah, I guess you could call that a foul. Both teams still have their challenges. And that was Jade Melbourne's fourth foul. Inbound bounces off Melbourne out of bounds. Valkyries will try again. Miles, Kiki had 4 fouls, so they've had her on the bench. And this lineup is making the comeback, so Coach Johnson is sticking with this lineup for now. There was a little discussion here. I think Sykes was saying somebody was holding her arm here. So she was a little upset with that. So finally we can get back to some action. Kate Martin the inbound. Martin gets it into Fagbenley. Fagbenley top of the key here. Hand off to Martin. Martin with 8 on the shot clock. Martin tries to dribble left. Comes back right. Rejects. Goes back left. Off balance. Midi. Misses. And Engstler gets the rebound. Good defense there. Miles says, do I think she'll come back in? Yes, as she's getting up to come back in right now. Jade Melbourne over to Shakira. Shakira over to Sonia. Sonia to Shakira. Shakira. Foul line jump shot. Misses. Fight for the rebound. Rupier gets it. So Mystics, they can't extend this lead right now. Martin with the ball. Martin drives left. Gets cut off by Melbourne. I can't say Melbourne. It's Melbourne. She's Australian. Burton comes off the screen going right out to Fagbenley. Fagbenley doesn't even look at the basket. Now does. Takes the contested 2 and scores. She didn't look like she wanted to even shoot that. Steps in and hits the top of the key 2. to give Golden State back the lead, 66-65. Hector, yeah, Tiffany Hayes. If you wanted her for points, you ain't getting it tonight. Sykes with the ball at the elbow. Finds Enxler. Can Enxler hit another three? No, she cannot. Fight for the rebound. Martin gets another rebound here. Kate Martin with three big rebounds. Martin loses the ball out to Rupert. Rupert back up top to Burton. 12 on the clock. Burton tries to cross over. Goes behind the back on Melbourne. Goes back to the right. Gets down the lane. Good defense by Melbourne. And they say it's out of bounds. Mystics ball. Great defense there by Melbourne. Keeping her hands straight up. Stayed in front of Burton. Forces the turnover. And we have a timeout here on the floor. Timeout on the floor. Mystics trail by 1. They've come back down from down 17. Took the lead. But now they're just down by 1. As we go into a commercial. Wow, this game got good, people. This game got good. I did say Washington would probably, they're a good home team. They're a good second half team. They would come back. If they could get it down to single digits in that third quarter, they would have a chance. And they're right here. 66-65 is the score. Kiki's coming back in at this next dead ball. After this timeout, Kiki will be coming back in. Everybody who's been asking about Kiki, she had 4 fouls, had to sit out for a while, and then this Mystics lineup that they had out there sparked the comeback. So Coach rocked with stuck with that lineup. Looking at the stats here, we got Sutton with 7 and 6, 7.6 assists. Sykes with 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Citron with 16. She had 10 in the third quarter to get them close. Kiki with 10 and 5. Shakira with 8 and 7. And then their bench, you got 6 from Melbourne, 5 from Enxler, and 5 from Olsen. For the Valkyries, you got Hayes. Hayes hasn't scored. 10 and 9 for Burton. Burton 1 assist away from a double-double here. Rupert still with 11 and 5. Salon with 7. Fag Bentley with 10 and 5. You got 14 from Kate Martin off the bench. Carla Late with 4. 8 from me here with 5 rebounds. 2 from Caitlin Chen. So that's the stats right now. If we take a look at the team stats. The Golden State Valkyries have come back down to earth. They were shooting in the 60%. Now they're down at 41.2%. Close with the Mystics at 41.7%. They are still shooting 42% from 3, 33% for the Mystics, but they've hit some big ones here in the fourth. The free throw battle has almost evened out. 13-15 for the Valkyries, 8-12. 8-12 for the Mystics. Miles says if Kiki gets 1 more rebound, let me know. I got you. I'll let you know. Rebounding battles about even. 38 for the Valkyries, 33 for the Mystics. Both teams at 20 assists apiece now. It was a big discrepancy before. Mystics winning that points in the paint battle, 30-14. Their second chance points has evened out as well, 11 apiece. And you can see largest lead was 17 for the Valkyries. And they just got their first lead just now, the Mystics, before the Valkyries retook it. Ball in play here with the Mystics. 66-65. Lineup on the floor is Melbourne, Sutton, Dolson, Citron, and Iriafen. We have a foul by Salon here. And the clock has stopped. So no Sykes on the floor for She Loves Zach. No, Sykes is not on the floor at the moment, getting some rest. Melbourne with the ball. Melbourne over to Dolson, right side of the floor. Dolson gets it down to Kiki. Ball gets tipped away, but right to Melbourne with 3 on the clock. Melbourne Citron gets it up at the buzzer and misses everything. Rebound to the Valkyries. That possession was a little discombobulated there for the Mystics. Burton with the ball, top of the key here, guarded by Sutton. Goes right, gets cut off. Goes behind the back, up top to Martin. Left to Fagbenley. Fagbenley with the handoff. Martin goes down the lane, goes with the left hand layup and misses. Rebound to Dolson. Dolson gets it out to Melbourne. Melbourne gets it over to Sutton. Sutton wide open three. They need it. And she misses. Rebound to Martin. Martin's just grabbing a bunch of rebounds. 33 rebounds to 27. Kate Martin grabbing a bunch of boards here. She's up to 4 boards. I feel like she's gotten all 4 in this quarter. Burton with the ball. Out to Martin, and Burton throws it over to the announcer's table. A turnover. Silly turnovers here by the Valkyries here late in this one. Shakira Austin checking back in for Steph Dolson. Washington been stuck at 65 here, and I think Coach Nakase is gonna call a timeout here. Both teams a little out of sorts. So they're gonna call a timeout to talk some things over. 66-65, 3:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Why they take Sykes out? Everybody needs 1 assist for Sykes. That's funny. They're giving her some rest. They're giving her some rest at the moment. She's played a lot. She's played a major part in this comeback. How many minutes? Sykes has played 24 minutes. Played the 3rd highest minutes on the team so far. That was 66-65, 66-65. Everybody waiting on Sykes. I got a person waiting on a Kiki rebound. Everybody got some money on the line here. You got about 3.5 minutes. A little over 3.5 minutes for her to get an assist. At least it's a close game. It's not a blowout. So there's always a chance, my friend. Always a chance. Salute to everybody hanging around. I noticed towards the end of games, the view count gets to go up. People looking to see if they bets is hitting. Appreciate you guys finding the channel. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new here. We do watch-alongs all season long. We did a watch-along every day this week from Monday to today. There'll be none tomorrow and Saturday. Probably be back Sunday for one of the late games. And then there's no games on Monday. So make sure you're tapped in. Appreciate you guys finding the channel. We're on the road to 1,200 subs. We got a couple on this stream. We're at 1,184. 1,185. Somebody just subbed as I was saying that. So we're 15 away from 1,200. Appreciate you guys and the support. Season's coming to an end. It's only about 15 to 18 games left for most teams. So the playoffs are quickly approaching. Last day of the season is September 11th. And then the playoffs start September 14th. Monique Fowl, salute for the sub. Salute. All right, ball about to come back and play here. Shakira Austin, the impound, gets it into Shug Sutton. Good morning, Alvin. Where you at? That is morning time. You in Europe somewhere or Asia? Oh, down to Kiki. Kiki gets blocked there by Kate Martin. Wow, what a block by Kate. Veronica Burton with the ball, left side of the floor. Gets to the top of the key now. Now gets a rescreen from Rupier. Picks up her dribble. Nowhere to go with it. Keeps her pivot and gets it out to Salon. Salon dribbles into the paint. Salon off balance, goes glass, way off. Rebound to Kiki. Whoever needed Kiki rebound, she gets the rebound. Sutton with the ball now. Oh, you in the Philippines. Ah, I got you. Good morning, my friend. Sonia Citron with the ball. They call a tripping foul there on Burton. So Kiki Iria Fenn now with 10 points and 6 boards here. Brittany Sykes, for all you Sykes bettors, she's back in the game for Jade Melbourne. Brittany Sykes back in the game. Washington been stuck on 65 here. Ball inbound to Austin. Back out to Sutton. She had to. I told you she just needed a little rest there. Brittany Sykes, Citron with the ball with 3 on the clock. Citron and gets the ball stolen from Kate Martin on the floor. They call a jump ball, but it's a shot clock violation though. Shot clock violation on the Mystics. They are stuck at 65. Dutsmar, good morning, man. Everybody, where you are in the world? You in the you on that side of the world as well, my friend? I'm guessing if it's morning time. Because it is dark outside over here. It is 9:30 p.m. here in the New York area. Ball in play with Burton. Burton with the ball. Burton, top of the key. Gets it over to Rupier. Corner to Fagbenle. Fagbenle gets in the post against Sutton. Gets right by her and smokes the layup. Austin with the rebound. Sutton finds Kiki. Kiki in the paint and loses the ball. Dive on the floor, and they get it. Oh, the Mystics are just folding right now, though. They turn it over again. Burton goes behind the back. Gets it over to Salon in the corner. Oh, you in the Philippines as well. Got you. Salute, salute. Fagbenle in the paint. They call a foul on Sutton. So both teams struggling to score. They both haven't scored in the last, like, 3.5 minutes or so. Both teams struggling right now. 66-65. If you bet the under on the scoring, you might be in luck here. I think the under was 150 something. You might be in luck. In fact, Bentley with the ball over to Rupier. Rupier comes off the screen. Travels. It had to be. Yeah, Rupier gets the ball. She drives. Yeah, she travels. She travels. Yeah, 154 looks like is at the rate this game is going. 154 looks like sweat free right now. Mystics haven't scored in the last 5.5 minutes. They got they got to 65 and just froze. Mannequin challenge over here. Sykes with the ball. Sykes gets downhill and misses the layup. Yo, they just can't score. There's a lid on the rim right now. Martin with the ball. Martin goes downhill, gets blocked, and it stays with the Valkyries. Citron with the block there. Or was it Engsler? Martin goes downhill. Oh, it was Engsler. Engsler with the block. Jeez, this is hard to watch. They came all the way back and now they can't score. Martin catches it off the screen and steps out of bounds. I don't know why she took that shot though. That was a stupid shot. They had so much time on the clock. She catches an inbound pass going to her right and tries to shoot it. Steps out of bounds right in front of her bench. Dante said under lock, bet that live 6 minutes ago. Smart man. Smart man. All right, we have another commercial here, another timeout break. Sidney Johnson, seeing that his team hasn't scored in 6 minutes, needs to draw up a play to get them a basket. It's been turnover, turnover, miss shot, turnover, miss shot. Yeah, Chemo, it just picked up quickly, the viewership towards the end of this one. And this game just, it got hyped during the comeback, and then now it just, as everybody has joined, it's now tapered back off. No, I think he bet the I think he bet the under on the total score. I think Dante. I think that's what Dante was talking about. Let's take a look at some of the scoring right now. Look at this. Look at this. They started off first quarter 30-20, and then you can see it start to slowly taper off 16-14, 16-21, and now 4-10. Valkyries have scored 4 points in 9.5 minutes. It looked like the Wings the other night when the Liberty were on the comeback trail. All right, ball's about to come back and play. Let's see if we can get some good action here now. Jeez. 66-65. Can anybody put the ball in the basket? All right, Sykes to inbound here. It's the starting lineup on the floor for the Mystics here. Sutton with the ball, comes off the screen, goes behind the back, comes back to the right, gets into the paint, throws up a contested floater. It turns into a pass to Austin. Austin finally scores. They broke the 7-minute deadlock. And Austin gives the Mystics the lead. Yeah, Gerard, it's tough, man. It's tough. Burton gets it over to Salon. Salon gets downhill. She goes glass and scores. So it just took one person to score for everybody to score now. Somebody said they needed Salon for 3 points. She got 2 on that one. 68-67, under a minute to go. My clock is wrong. It's 50 seconds to go here, people. Sutton comes off the screen. Sutton goes behind the back. Sutton gets the ball tipped on the pass there. 42 seconds to go. Let me quickly fix my clock. 42 seconds to go. We may have a timeout on the floor. This is a big possession. 42 seconds to go. (68-67), 42 seconds to go. 7 on the shot clock for the Mystics. They need a basket here. I would put the ball in Brittany Sykes' hand. Have them run that pick and roll with her and Shakira Austin. And the chips fall where they may. Spread the floor with Sonia Citron. Have Shook Sutton in the corner as well. Kiki sitting on in that dunker spot on the baseline. And go to work. So they showing the score by quarter that I just showed you, and you can see how it's tapered off towards the end. Mystics, if you came after the poll, it was a close poll. I will say I gotta give the people credit. It was a close poll. Let me see if I can find it. It was 52% in favor of Golden State, 47% in favor of the Mystics. That was at halftime when I ended it. 68 people voted. So you jumped in 4 minutes ago at 147.5. You should be safe. Engsler gets it into Austin. Austin gets down the lane, reverses, throws it out to Engsler. Engsler, corner 3, and misses. I would have gave it to Sutton. Rebound to the Valkyries. No need to foul here for the Mystics. They'll get one more possession here. There's a 10-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Benley with the ball. Hand off to Burton. Burton dribbles back out to the 3. Comes off the screen going right. Burton throws it out to Rupier. Rupier for 3. And, Coach Nakase calls a timeout with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Wow. They may go look at the clock to see if they got the timeout in time. But wow. Let me see. So that she gets the ball to Benley, back to Burton. Burton dribbles in, dribbles back out, gets a rescreen, picks up her dribble, throws it out to Rupier, but they call a timeout before that. So let's see if they make any clock adjustments. 14 seconds to go. Let me fix my clock again. 14 seconds. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. So anything they do has to be a quick catch. Probably one dribble and get the shot up. For the Valkyries have the ball. 14 on the game clock, 3 on the shot clock. The Mystics, all they have to do is grab the rebound on a missed shot. I think they only have the reset timeout left. They don't have any regular timeouts left, the Mystics. All right, let me sit up here. This game is interesting. My bad. So Rupier to inbound here. Rupier gets it to Salon. Salon with 2 seconds. 1 second. Salon Clutches and hits. No, she misses. Benley with the rebound. Gets it out to Salon. Salon, they got a foul. Oh, she turns it over. 3 seconds. Oh, they call a timeout. He said he was calling the reset timeout out there. Wow. It's 2.5 seconds left on the clock. The Mystics couldn't secure the rebound. Janelle Salon tries to pass it to Benley, turns the ball over. I think they called a timeout. Sydney Johnson is saying drive, but then the ref, the Sydney Johnson is saying bring it up. The ref thought he was saying timeout, so there was some confusion here on the floor, which killed the Mystics' momentum. Wow. So I don't know what they're going to. I don't know what Austin is doing. Oh, Brittany Sykes. Oh, it's interesting. Brittany Sykes is calling a timeout. Shakira Austin is looking at coach who's saying come up the floor. So it's a lot of confusion here. 2.9 seconds to go. I didn't even start my clock, actually. I was so like shocked what was happening. Probably Sunday, Daniel. Probably Daniel. So it's 2.9 seconds to go here. Sutton the inbound here. Sutton gets it to Sykes. Sykes with one. Sykes at the buzzer. Goes glass. Oh, she misses. And that's the game, people. That is the game. Mystics lose a heartbreaker. 68-67. They come back from 17 down and just go scoreless after they get the lead. Sykes gets a good look and just misses. Right in the middle of the floor where you want it. Goes floater and misses right of the basket. Chemo says I would have preferred Citron to take that last shot. Yeah, Citron has been cold all game. 68-67 under on the total score betters. Salute to y'all. Y'all are safe. Those who needed Sykes for the assist, I apologize. She does not get it. It became sort of climactic, but it was sort of anticlimactic at the same time. 68-67 final score. As you can see, 12-6 in the fourth quarter was the score. That fourth quarter total. 12-6. If we look at the stats here before we get out of here, Hayes gave 0 in the scorebook. He has 2 rebounds and 4 assists. You got Burton here with 10 points and 10 assists. She does get the double-double. Salute Veronica Burton. 11 for Rupier. She started off hot, tapered off towards the end. Salon with 9 and 4. I know somebody needed her for 10. She doesn't get it. Benley with 10.6 boards. Then you have Martin with 14, 4 for Carla Late, 8 for Ami here, 2 for Caitlin Chen. What's up, Quita? Yeah, got the place you wanted. Got right to the front of the basket and just missed to the right. Salute, Quita. Shug Sutton with 7 and 6. You got Sykes with 8 and 4 rebounds. Sonia Citron had 10 in the third quarter, finishes with 16. Kiki Iriafen dealing with foul trouble all game, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Austin with 10 points, 9 rebounds. Melbourne off the bench with 6, 5 for Angsler, 5 for Olsen. A donut for Dolson, 0. That's a tough one there. Tough one. That fourth quarter, it was so exciting. Washington comes all the way back, takes the lead, and then they forget how to play basketball and can't put the ball in the basket. Valkyries moved to 13 and 13 on the season. The Mystics dropped to 13 and 14, so that means they switched places in the standings. Valkyries move into that final playoff spot at 8. Mystics drop down to number 9. So that's why this battle was very important here for the playoff positioning. Also, that evens the season series at 1 game apiece. I'm sorry, that the Golden State is leading the season series at 2 games to 2-0. So this could be something very important coming down towards the end of the season. They next play on August 13th. So Mystics are going to want to win that one, because if it comes to the final game of the season and they finish with a tied record, the tiebreaker goes to the team who won the head-to-head matchups, and if whoever wins that will get the upper hand in the seeding. Empire says, what a memorable fourth quarter for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, it started off what would have been a memorable one for the Mystics, and then both teams just forgot how to shoot hoops. Liz says, good game, loving these surprise teams. Salute, Liz. Thanks for joining as always. Let me see if they updated the standings here. They haven't updated it on the WNBA website as of yet. I guess the game just ended, so I shouldn't expect them to, right? Let me see if they did it on ESPN. Nope, they didn't as well. Well, anyways, that's the game, people. 68-67. Valkyries get the win. They move to 500 on the season, 13-13. Mystics drop down to 13-14. Thanks for everyone for joining. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for all the chat, the super chats, everything that we took place during the stream. Remember, all the games are on Ion tomorrow. I won't be doing a watch along. Games are on Ion tomorrow. There's like 5 games happening, so make sure you're tapped into those. Yeah, make sure you're tapped into those. All right, enjoy the rest of your evening or morning wherever you are in the world. It's Jay Jordan. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Until then, salute.